Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Planescape Torment, with me, BringItDon. So I was going to go straight to Weeping Stone and start talking to the dead bodies there, but we have the quest to turn into the nameless zombie. As the zombie faces you, a glint of recognition flashes in her dead eyes. My name? You find my name? I found the tomb, but the name was ruined, illegible.
Updated my journal.
No! The zombie holds her shaking head in her hands. Cannot be. Why don't you just choose a new name? She stands there, watching you silently. Did you understand? You can choose a new name. She shakes her head, backing away as if frightened. But, no. Can you see how you've changed? Would your true name fit you any longer? She pauses, putting her hands to her cheeks. The corpse bites her lower lip. Yes, see? You can let your old name go now. Become something new. But who? What name? She appears confused, overwhelmed. Anything you like. Anything. She stands quietly for a time, staring at the floor. Suddenly she raises her head. You name? Name me? Think of a name for her.
Updated my journal.
You think of a name, but before you can speak it, the zombie hushes you, drawing close and cupping a hand over her ear. You whisper the name to her. The corpse nods, then smiles. Yes, thank you.
In knowing the teachings of Zerthamon, I have become stronger.
Okay, you got 4 hit points altogether, and his fighting skills have improved. So lawful neutral. Well, neat.
I'm gone.
I was wondering if we were going to get to name her Adon, because the tomb said her name started with A, and Adon keeps coming up. I want to start using Adon as an answer, but at the same time,
Done.
I'm trying to be more lawful, and Adon is usually associated with lying, and lying makes you more chaotic. Anyway, let's talk to Chad here. The sandy-haired collector's corpse is covered with nasty bites. The dead man's neck still writhes, as if it were trying to twist itself off his body. He speaks with an effort. Hey, I'm Chad. Need your help. What's wrong with you? See this neck? It's stretching like taffy and contracting. Darn Vargul bit me. I'm dead, and I need to hold my head on if I don't want to be one. Sorry. I need to hold my head on if I don't want to be one of those darnable things. He's speaking with an effort. You gotta kill the Vargos down this passage. All of them. To save me from that. Alright, you got it. In return, I'll give you directions to a powerful magic item. Dead Sight tells me you might need it. Alright, I'm on my way.
Alright.
That was a shadow, wasn't it? Did y'all see that thing float by? So some of these other corpses were unique as well, so I'm interested.
Endure. In enduring,
Done.
Now some of the dead bodies in here were generic, or most of them were, but there were a couple unique ones that we stumbled across as well, so we'll go back through and check all of them. You notice Chad's neck is better now. It is no longer bulging out as if it wanted to separate from the torso. Thanks, friend. At least now I know I ain't gonna be a Vargul for eternity. You want your reward now? Yeah, tell me. Alright, here's what it is. There's a reason the Drowned Nations are called that. There's a magic bottle that never stops its flow, a decanter hidden in the Drowned Nation's catacombs. You get that, and you got all the fresh water you'll ever need. Alright, where is it? You sneak past either the Deaders or the Rats into the Drowned Nations. Once you've made it there, you head down the main passageway past 3 doors on your left. You'll pass under an arch, and then you'll take the first door on your left. It's in the arch closest to the back wall. I don't know the command word, but it'll still trickle some drops for you. You got all that, friend? I think so. Other questions? Oh, come on. He pauses. What do you want? Tell me about yourself. Me? I'm Chad. Used to be an artist. Money, fame, respect, women, and then it all fell apart. Joined up with Pharod and his crew and became one of the best catacomb prowlers in the bunch. I could lift something from under the nose of the Ghoul Queen herself. Then I got cocky, and I got designs on one of the stone keeps too. That's what I call the serious catacombs down here, and I turned into Vargul food. Nearly became a Vargul myself. Held Held onto my own head here by force of will alone. Good thing you came along. What can you tell me about the other collectors? Heh, there's a good many of us. Griss was best, though. Behind me, of course. What can you tell me about the catacombs? What can I tell you about the catacombs? Lots of monsters, and if you're smart, you won't waste your time down here. Come and get what you need to get, and get out. Too many of these places have traps, and too many have become home to things you'd rather not see. My advice is to get out while you can. Alright.
Alright.
Well, that was Chad. Just a dead body. Corpse jerks visibly as if electric current ran through it, and a gassy sigh escapes its mouth. Greetings. Alright, forget this then. Right.
I'm gone.
So that's the generic corpses. So if it's just a dead body, I'm just going to ignore it. I know there's a couple named ones lying about. I know that one of them's at the entrance to the catacombs. Yeah. Alright, let's turn this into a Glyve here. Have you found the flask of which I spoke? Yes. A note of eagerness creeps into Glyve's dead voice. You have it? Pour some of its water across my lips, and I shall tell you what I promised to tell you. Alright, here you go. The clear water from the flask trickles across the stone lips, diluting the filthy flow that spews from the holes. As you watch, the ditch's water slowly dissipates entirely, the dirty taint of it replaced by clear, fresh water. Clive groans in ecstasy. After a moment he says, "Do you wish your answer now or later?" Give it to me now. Seek out the woman called Namel. She resides in the clerk's ward in Upper Sigil. I know not where exactly. Best of luck in your quest, immortal. The voice seems to fade as it speaks to you. Well, thanks, Clive, and farewell.
Updated my journal. Alright.
So I've already talked to him. I've already asked all of his questions. I'm not going to continue to question him. I'll go up this way, look for more dead bodies. Bert, here we go. The corpse is fairly fresh, within the last couple of weeks or so anyway, and large parts of it have been gnawed away by rat teeth. The forehead skin on the corpse looks like someone really brained this poor sod. At your questioning, it stirs. Who disturbs me? I had some questions for you, corpse. What? What did you want to know? No. Who are you? I was Bert. Me and Loden, me best mate, we's dead now. Where's Loden now? Caught in some horrible trap crypt. We bolted from Griss, and the thing that got him. Loden headed for a crypt we knew was bad, but he was so scared he didn't care. I heard him die. His voice sounds disappointed for a moment. He had all the swag from this run too, and it was a good run. Trap crypt. Aye. Spikes, blades, blood, grates in the ground. If Loden's still in one piece, he'll be there. You go looking for him, watch your step. Okay. What happened to Griss? Summit horrible. Opened a crypt and she were there. Loden and me, we shoved Griss inside and bolted. Heard him screaming. Okay. How did you die? I'm dead? Must be. Fled the crypt's queen and ran through the combs. Loden, he went into a bad place. Me, I kept running. Ran right into the wall. Bled for a while. Woke to rats chewing me. They ate me to death. Well, that's an awful way to go. Tell me about the catacombs. Used to be stomping grounds, wealth grounds. Was going to make it out of here on bones alone. Too dangerous. Griss? The corpse falls silent. Okay. So we'll just start.
I'm gone.
Here, and we'll start going into all the crypts and talking. Then we'll head up this way. We'll see if these corpses have anything to say as well. Can I remove this note? There we go. Don't need to talk to Chad again. Alright, so this is the one that I think
Alright.
Griss should be in. All the traps. Yeah, there he is.
Alright.
One moment. Alright, this body has been horribly mangled. Looks like it's been burned, stabbed, sliced, bludgeoned, and forced through a grate. It's in two halves, lying in a crusted pool of old blood. The voice that emerges from it, though, is practically jovial, and has a tinge of maddening glee to it. Hey, Burke, what are you wanting? The answers to some questions. Alright, mayhap I'll tell, mayhap I won't. Ask your questions. Who are you? Loden. Me and Bert, sometimes Gris, though he were nothing but a bossy piker. He was with us this last time. We was kings of the catacombs. Don't know where Bert is. Probably dead. Alright, what happened to you? Made a wrong turn when we were running away from where we dumped Gris. Bolted in here. And before I realized my mistake, got diced up and sliced up 20 ways to peek. Got my pieces shoved down the grate, and now, now not even the Dusties will pay for this lot. He lets out a wet chuckle that smells like swamp gas. What happened to Gris? Story of its own. Mostly my idea it was, and it came off alright at first. Bert didn't have no clue what I was doing. Did some looking around, found out where a Gould made its home, and thought we'd take old Gris down there. Turns out that Gould makes some more ghouls, and they nearly had us. Shoved Gris inside and took off like the lady herself was after us. Betting Gris is dead. Probably. Alright, other questions. How did you die? Let's see. How did you die? Yeah, we already talked about that. Tell me about the catacombs. Weeping Stone is what we call them on account of the water off in the ceiling and the crying faces on the walls. Plenty of crypts down here, and plenty more we've plundered. More's a pity that we fell afoul of them. But it was bound to happen. I knew this place like the back of my hand, but it's all going dark on me now. Okay, well.
Alright.
I was hoping for a little bit more out of that, but so be it. Wait a second.
Done. Done. All right.
Okay, and then to... oh, no, down here. Alright, this one doesn't have any corpses in it.
All right.
Just a dead body. This is the one I'm most excited about.
All
I know what
right.
this is. I want to know what this place is. Oh, this is Gris. This is the corpse of a man with a surprised look on his beak-nosed face. It's hard to tell how he died, whether from the numerous horrific slashing wounds across his abdomen and throat, or from blood loss incurred when his right arm was nearly severed from his shoulder. As the corpse replies to you, its voice rattles in its throat. No beast must run. Why do I feel so numb? Am I drunk? Can't feel me hands, and me legs? What? Last thing I remember is being pushed in here, the boys being slashed by some big piking thing. Who are you? Who in the nine hells are you? Show yourself. By the hairy arse of Pan himself. I'm dead, ain't I? I'm afraid so. Can you answer some questions? I always knew it'd come down to this. Tell me, Cutter, am I still in the catacombs? Yes. The corpse's voice is bitter. Figures. Aye, it does. Do them a good turn and they'll do nothing for you. Right, I just wanted to ask some questions. The corpse lets loose a gusty sigh. What did you want to know, Burke? What happened to you, anyway? We and me boys just had popped this crypt, and it was harder than picking a chastity belt, I'm telling you. After tearing and prying at the door for a little past eternity, got in here, and we're looking at opening the main crypt when me bloods start shouting, and this thing slashes me and dumps me into this crypt. I'm fighting it, and I hear him start running. Me bloods, what happened to them, Where be Bert? Loden. They made it, or are they in the dead book? They're dead. Aye, good. Hate to think they got away clean with me left down here for dead. Some other questions? What can you tell me about the catacombs? These are me stomping grounds. Lots of ripe crypts down here, near untouched by anyone in over... He pauses. Well, a lot of years, by my reckoning. Me and the boys have cracked a lot of crypts down here. We just got into this one when the problem happened. What happened? Alright, we've already done all that. What can you tell me about the catacombs? Already talked about that. What crypts can you tell me about? There's one to the left of the entrance with a bunch of them Vargi ghoul heads flying about. Don't want to be messing there without a lot of torches and some crossbows. There's a crypt of pretty tiles to the right of the entrance and down a ways. Then there's the one I was exploring before the unfortunate circumstance. I figured that the crypt with the pretty tiles has some secret about it. It smells different. And there's a secret chamber somewhere abouts, but I can't figure a way into it. Where is it? Down through the Drowned Nations a ways. Don't remember exactly where though. Okay. So he's talking about the room that we went to with all the portals, I think. Tell me about yourself. Gris the Vulture. They called me that on account of being able to smell out crypts and snatch the best loot before anyone else knew it was there. I spend most of my time picking at dead bodies. Why do you ask? You're Gris, eh? I'll let the other villagers know you're dead. Well, I'm friggin' dead, it looks like. Give him my worst regards, then. The blighters are probably already picking through me stash and scrounging my corpse. Your stash? I had a little bit tucked away near me kip. A little bit that wheezing, crusty blighter Pharod didn't know nothing about. It's to the right of that retard Oho's place, if I remember correctly. Okay, it's to the right of Oho's place.
I'm gone. Done.
He said there was a secret
All right.
in the mosaic one. Let's go check that out again.
I'm gone.
Oh wow, alright. Took a crap ton of damage. Nothing's interactable, so I can only examine or investigate. Alright, well. So be it. I'm gonna go back up to the buried village and turn stuff in. Then we'll come back down to the Warrens of Thought and deal with the cranium rats. But I have a couple of quests to turn in up top.
All right.
The guard straightens up. You got what Pharod wanting, Burke? Yes. Show it to me, Burke, and I'll raise the gate. But not until, right? Alright, show it to him. Alright, come on back in. Thanks.
Done.
Alright, first I'm going to find here, then I'm going to try and find that guy's stash. This is Oho's place, and he said to the right of Oho's. Maybe I already looted the stash. This is Oho's place, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm assuming it was this one. I don't actually know. Alright, let's get rid of the skull. I don't need to carry that around. Alright, so what quest do I have? Bronze Sphere and Uhir's Lucky Knife. I thought Uhir was here. Was he down this way? Yeah, there he is. Here squints at you. Find me knife, perchance? Yes, I have. Here it is. Uhir takes the knife and holds it lovingly. Ah, you're back. Me lucky knife. Thanks, Cutter. And you. He lectures his knife, shaking it. Don't you go running off again. He slides the blade into its sheath with a smile. Farewell, Uhir.
Updated my journal.
Alright, what is this place? Did I ever go in here?
I'm gone.
Yes, I did. I think there were cranium rats in here previously. Okay.
I'm gone.
Anyway, let's go talk to Pharod about this bronze sphere. Maybe he'll give me some information. Which was the deal. Ah, corpse. Pharod turns as you approach, his crutch clacking on the cobbles of the court. He licks his lip and smiles expectantly. Have you brought me what I asked for? The bronze sphere? Here it is. Pharod's eyes gleam as you hand him the bronze sphere. He touches it gingerly, almost reverently. You. He chuckles. Ah, corpse. Such a gamble you were, and paid off handsomely you have. Pharod studies his reflection in the sphere and tisks. The years have been cruel to me, I see. I did what you asked, Pharod. Now I want some answers. Pharod doesn't even look at you as you speak. His attention is swallowed by the sphere he holds. Yes, yes, ask your questions. Pharod turns the sphere in his hands. Very important, your questions. What do you know about me? Why was I told to seek you out? Pharod studies you with a critical eye. Stay your weapons for what I'm about to say, corpse. For it could be your ears. Your ears will take offense. Pharod smiles wickedly. My ears no longer care, but yours are still fresh for the burning, it seems. You have my word that I'll stay my hand, Pharod, but I need to know what you know. The truth? Pharod's tone softens, as if cajoling. The truth was stretched a bit from my mind to my tongue when we first spoke, corpse. In all terrible honesty, I know little about you. He raises a withered finger, yet hear me out. Yes? You're a cutter who plays at being dead, as I see. Pharod squints at you. Some time ago you came to me, like you are now, just strolled right into Illwind Court and said you wanted an audience with me. An audience with you? Aye, an audience. Pharod chuckles like whispering sand. Like I was royalty. He seems amused, but there's an edge in his voice. You knew the right things to say, you did. Oh yes. You spoke the chant like a governor born and true, and I listened. What did I want from you? Pharod gives a mock bow, his crutch creaking as he leans against it. O Pharod, great collector king, you says, I've come before you to request a boon. A boon, I says. What could I offer a man of such obvious strength? Go on. Pharod wags his crooked finger. And you asked for a strange thing, you says. Lord Pharod, I ask for a courtesy. Your collectors roam throughout the hive. If they should find my body, I want it kept safe. That is all I ask. Pharod shrugs, a simple boon. I see. And is that all you know? Before you can speak, you suddenly feel a prickling in your skull as Pharod speaks the word boon, and the smell of blood and fear rushes through your nostrils. Pharod is hiding something that happened in the past involving you, and it scares him. The boon he granted you was no simple matter. So you granted my boon just like that. There's nothing to be gained from it for you. Why did you even agree to do it? Pharod falls silent for a moment. A dead man can keep no promises, and promises to a dead man are easy enough to make, corpse. You're a merchant, Pharod, not a Samaritan. There must have been another reason. Aye. Pharod's face suddenly peels back in fury, his skin flushing red. After you'd strung up a score of my blood on the hive walls to die, I had enough reason to promise you the plains themselves. Then your butchering self comes to my home, my kip, to demand a boon of me. Pharod calms himself, though his face is still flushed. Aye, I agreed. I'm sorry about your people, Pharod. That wasn't me. But if I can make up the loss to you, I will. Pharod tisks. No matter. Them bodies served me well enough. The Dusties pay the same for fresh debtors as for old. Was that the only reason you agreed to my request? You knew things about me, things only I knew. You knew I was greedy for something beneath Sigil, and you put a name and picture to it. The bronze sphere, you said. I didn't think you'd fetch it for me. He chuckles. Yet did you? Yet did you? Aye. The planes are in strange ways. I read that wrong. I'm struggling to read this morning. I don't know why. I'm struggling to focus on the words. And that's all you know? All I know? Nay, but it's all I know about you, corpse. Alright, fine. Next question. What did you take off my body after I died? I? Pharod likes his lips. Why, I took nothing, corpse. His face splits in a grin. Then I wasn't the one that found your body. Who did? Pharod's smile widens, pulling the nasty folds of flesh back from his face like a curtain. My daughter, the rose of my eye, the sweetest of my family, and the sharpest wit of them all. He licks his dry lips and sighs in mock sadness. Such a cruel tongue on her. Your daughter? Who?
Updated my journal.
My darling daughter, Annah. Or my darling girl, Annah. Oh. Okay. That's a twist I didn't expect. She found you, dead as deader can be, in a place where most collectors wouldn't go for a mountain of coppers. Could be she plucked something off you, could be not. He leans in, shaking his head. You have to ask her, for it's not her Da's place to say. Don't lie to me, Pharod. You're a merchant, and you always take a cut from your workers. What did Annah give you for my body? Ah, yes, my tribute. Pharod folds his withered hands over his crutch, almost protectively. There's no telling what was from you or not, corpse. Most like there was nothing. Alright, my patience is... Alright, sorry. Pharod, my patience is at an end. If you don't hand over what was stolen from me, I'll see to it the dustmen know where to find you. Pharod is silent for a moment. He taps his fingers against his crutch, slowly. Well? Where's the decency of a man gone? Pharod grumbles, shaking his head. A courtesy I am doing for you, corpse. Such a courtesy. Pharod parting with anything, it'd be the dead book for me if anyone heard. Wait here, move not a yard, I shall return. Wonder where he's going.
Updated my journal.
After a long while, Pharod returns, his crutch clacking against the flagstones. In his hands he holds a number of items, which he passes off to you. You'll be silent on this and accept the blessing that I even remembered. A few hundred coppers, a scrap of paper, bandages, and a ring? Very well. Now who was it who found me again? My darling girl Annah. She found you. Okay. Annah, alright, I'll ask her. Where is she? Where's Annah? Pharod shrugs. She's hiding in the shadows here, I expect, listening to us trade the chant. I called for her after you went below. Had to ask her if you were really in the dead book when she found you or not. He chuckles dryly, then takes a deep breath and calls out to the darkness. Annah, stop mithering in those shadows and come greet our guest. She's here? Yeah, sorry for my reading this morning. I am struggling to focus. One of the effects of not having a good night's sleep.
Oh, what now?
No, you turn to see a striking red-haired girl dressed in leather armor. You didn't even hear her enter the chamber. Her right arm is covered with a series of interlocking plates that look as if they were taken from the skin of some creature, and a horn shoulder piece protects her left arm. Oddly enough, she has a tail that is flicking back and forth as you watch. You're Annah? I met you in the hive outside the mortuary, correct? The girl ignores you and turns to Pharod. What's this about, then? I'm not playing the leash pull with this scarred dog, so I'm not. Get one of your other gullies to do it. Annah, rose of my eye, I have not taught you to respect the dead? A thin smile warms across Pharod's face, and he makes a slight bow towards you. This resourceful corpse needs to know where you found him. What are you on about? She squints at you. He's not a deader. Ah, yes, my mistake. Pharod nods, then his voice drops dangerously. Yet, my darling Annah, that still makes it your mistake. For this one only had one foot in the dead book when you brought him to me. He taps his crutch against the flagstones with a light tap. He woke up, sought me out. Most embarrassing. So? Annah glances at you, then shrugs. He should be playing deader in the hive while I'm about, or he'll wake up in a Dusty's arms, he will. Enough of this. Where did you find my body? Show him where you found his body, Annah. Pharod taps his crutch again for emphasis. Take him to the haunted alley. Pharod studies Annah for a moment, then grins and turns to you. If you happen to lose my darling Annah on the way to the alley corpse, you come back and see Pharod. I'll guide you.
Updated my journal.
Tick. Annah sneers at Pharod, then throws a glance at you. Come on then, and keep your steps quick, Jig. I've little time to waste on the likes of you. Actually, I'm not done exploring the buried village yet. Let's head to the site where I died after I'm done here. Oh, I? Well, then you can sniff out your own grave on your own, Edget. I'm not Annah. Pharod's voice is quiet, but it cuts through the girl's speech like a knife. Be his minder. See that he comes to no harm while in the village. They guide him to where he wishes to go. Annah spits on the ground. Pox on you both. That's what I was thinking. Now let's go. Alright, so another companion. Who can equip these. She can use punch daggers. And she can hold my keys. And this skull. Alright, so this is the ragged note from Pharod. This is a tattered note you receive from Pharod. It reads as follow. Beware shadows. Beware places where the night lives. They wait. There is no natural darkness, only shadows. Shad live dows? Grace's ring. +3 to save versus poison. The small silver ring looks like it belongs to a woman's finger. It feels slightly warm to the touch and has the power to offset poison that has entered the wearer's bloodstream. And he will wear this. Okay. Alright, I do want to talk to Annah, but I'll probably wait.
Hi? Why not?
All right.
Alright, so she should have special abilities, thieving skills, detect traps, and enter stealth mode.
All right.
Anyway, I do want to talk to Mort, because I forgot to do that last episode about
Hey, what's eating you, Chief?
the message on my back. Can you read to me what's tattooed on my back again? Oh, come on, Chief. Don't tell me you forgot again. No, I think I want to hear all of it this time. Go ahead, refresh my memory. I'm going to be hearing that a lot. Mort clears his throat. Let's see. I know you feel like you've been drinking a few kegs of stick squash, but you need to center yourself. Among your possessions is a journal that'll shed some light on the dark of the matter. Pharod can fill you in on the rest of the chant, if he's not in the dead book already. Keep going. I will, hold on. Mort pauses for a moment. Alright, here's the last bit. Don't lose the journal or we'll be up the sticks again. And whatever you do, do not tell anyone who you are or what happens to you, or they'll put you on a quick pilgrimage to the crematorium. Do what I tell you. Read the journal, then find Pharod. Go on. What does it say after that? What are you talking about, Chief? There isn't any more. What about don't trust the skull?
Updated my journal.
Oh, that bit at the end. Well, I figured it was washed, so I didn't read that line out loud. Oh, really? And what do you think it means? Do you think it refers to you? I doubt it. I mean, you can trust me, right, Chief? Are you lying to me, Mort? No, come on. What's your problem, Chief? I haven't steered you wrong yet. Yet, I don't like the fact that you didn't read me that line, and I'd like to know what else you've neglected to mention since we've been traveling together. Nothing. I've told you everything. Well, almost everything. But nothing you know. Dangerous. If there's anything else, I suggest you tell me now. Chief, seriously, there's nothing else. I wouldn't hold out on you. Okay. Well, that didn't lead anywhere. Let's talk to Annah.
Aye. What is it you want then?
Annah, didn't I meet you in the hive before I found Pharod? She nods a little wearily. Ah, you did. I haven't forgot you. What were you doing by the mortuary? It's my territory. I was looking for debtors, I was. She looks you up and down, then smirks. Found a walk-in one, I did. Alright, other questions? Annah, did you find anything on my body before you brought it to the mortuary? Annah looks at you warily, and then her tail stops flicking for a moment, then resumes slower than before. Aye, mayhap I found something. But if I found anything, it's mine by right, it is. The other bits are in Pharod's keeping. Annah, I don't have time for games. What did you find on my corpse? Well, you had some fist irons, you did, and a little bit of jink, but I left that for the dusties so they think I was a wee bit honest. You had an ugly ring that I kept. She dips her finger into her warm bracers and pulls forth a small ring with a stone mounted on it. Worth thrice more than the jink and the irons it was. She studies the ring and squints. Too bad it's too ugly to wear. I like that ring back. Now. She studies the ring with a frown, glances at you, then back at the ring. With a sneer, she flicks the ring to you. Didn't want the ugly thing anyway. I didn't. Fine. Now, when you mentioned that some stuff from my body had gone into Pharod's keeping, what did you mean? Aye, Pharod takes a bit off each corpse we find, he does. It's his right, being lord of the village and all. Off of every corpse you all find? That's a lot of corpses. Oh, aye. To hear tell, Stuttercrutch has got a stash pit somewhere close to him. It's the only reason I can see why he's set up Kip in that filthy, drafty hall it is. Nothing but stinking shadows. Really? And that's where he puts the tribute he gets. Ah, she squints at you. Now what are you on about? You planning to bob him? After all that running around to get... No, I've no cause to do such a thing. Pharod's done me no harm. Well, good. I'm warning you against such a thing, I am. Pharod can be daft sometimes, but he's mean as all fiend spit when he gets worked up. She frowns, and he loves his keepsakes, he does. But where would he keep it all? If he's been at the village for as long as he says, he would have amassed quite a collection. Well, Annah's silent for a moment. I know he's never left his hall to get his tribute when he needed it. He wouldn't want to walk far with that lame leg of his, though. Ah, that's true. But only if you don't watch him careful. He isn't lame, though he puts on a fair show about being weak in the leg. So that crutch of his could be a portal key. Annah frowns in thought for a moment, then slowly nods her head. Aye, there's a thought. She shrugs. I wouldn't know how you'd use it, though. Maybe you just need to have it. Maybe we'll find out. I had some other questions. Tell me a little bit about Pharod. Old Stuttercrutch? He's me da. Well, not me real da. He found me when I was a wee girl. Annah shrugs. He needed a collector to crawl into places the rest of his fat gullies couldn't squirm, so he took me under his crutch. I didn't think you and him looked much alike anyway. Anna's eyes narrow, and her tail begins to lash back and forth. And what do you mean by that, then? I meant it's hard to see any resemblance between that ugly, stooped, greedy, smelly gutter troll and you. Anna's face flushes a deep red. Oh, is that so? And how do you see that? I mean, have you ever looked at yourself? Aside from the way you carry yourself, you're confident, sensible, and graceful. And that doesn't even take into account your obvious good looks that you have. Your good looks. You have that rich, fire-red hair, those sharp green eyes, and that striking profile. Annah just stares at you. So that's all I meant when I said you and Pharod look nothing alike. Annah nods, still staring at you. She doesn't even blink. Are you listening to me? Annah suddenly leans in, and she bites you sharply on the neck, giving a soft hiss. Rather than pulling back, she presses closely into you and whispers into your ear. Do you fancy your chances? Her tail begins to lash slowly back and forth, but the rhythm is more hypnotic than angry. You feel Anna's heart beating fast in her chest, and the color rising into her cheeks. You suddenly become conscious of the fact that Anna's skin is smooth, soft. I want to tell you something, and you can't poke fun at me. Alright? Do you know that I like the way you smell? Oh, aye, it drives me barmier than a chaos minute does. She sniffs up the side of your cheek, and she gives a low, eager hiss. I see the way you look at me, and I like it. You've got hungry eyes, you do, and it makes me afire. I want to bite you, soft like around the neck. She teases the side of your neck with her teeth, never breaking skin. And with every whisper, you can feel her breath along your ear. I don't know how comfortable I feel reading this out loud. Anyway, her hand slides up around the back of your neck and tightens, and you can feel her nails digging into your skin. I want to drag my nails along the back of your neck and force you to kiss me. I'd just like to interject here and point out that I'm not going to say anything to spoil the mood, Chief. I'll just float here and watch. Don't mind me. Just sitting here, floating and watching. That's me. Do you know I can smell you from 50 paces? That smell of formaldehyde pouring off you like one of them dusty shamblers? Maybe if you clean yourself up some, you'd be at a right prize. You'd be a right prize. Her eyes flash. I'd make passion with you so hard you'd be knocked off the spire. She steps back, her tail flicking lightly against your leg, and gives you a hard stare. So do you fancy me? I think there's another romance option. We'll stick with this one. You grab her and bite her back. You grab Anna, and before she can squirm free, you bite her lightly on the neck. As your teeth touch the skin, Anna hisses loudly, clawing like a cat, and tears away from you. I was only teasing you, you scarred vampire. Leave off. Despite her protestations, however, her face is flushed, and she is breathing heavily. And watch your mitts next time. She crosses her arms. You making me red, Yar. Well, you bite me, I bite you. If you don't like it, then don't do it. I do what I please, so I will. Anna sneers. She still seems to be a little flushed. Just keep your mitts off of me, you hear? Alright, more questions. Anna, when Pharod went to return the tribute he took from my body, he vanished for a while, then came back, but he never left Ilwyn Court. Do you know where he went? Alright, we've already read all this. Oh, so you can train me to be a thief. Okay.
All right.
Well, that's done. Alright, I'm gonna call the episode here, and then in the next one we're gonna go towards the Warrens of Thought.
Done.
I was thinking about going back up top and getting tattoos as well. But I think we'll handle the Warrens of Thought first. If they let me through. Gate for me again? Okay.
All right.
So what level is she compared to us? Let's see, 8, 7, 6. But he levels up slower because he's multi-classed. She's level 4. Oh, she's multi-classed. I did not realize she was multi-classed as a fighter thief. Interesting. Alright, well regardless, calling the episode here. Next episode we'll go to the Warrens of Thought and deal with the cranium rats there. Thanks for watching. I hope to see y'all in the next episode.